Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sarah. I like to talk about books here in my basement, and I have the second of two self-destructing books TBR for 2025. The first one was for fantasy and science fiction, and I will link it down below. I don't know why that came out of my mouth weird. Fantasy and science fiction. I'll link it down below. And this one is for romance, and there's one historical fiction in here. Let's get into it. We're going to start at the top of the list with probably the most hyped book in this stack, and that is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I want to read this primarily because I want to give Abby Jimenez a try, and if I like her, that's great, awesome. I want to keep reading her. But if I don't, I'm gonna give up on her. I'm gonna stop. Have I read an Abby Jimenez? I think I have. Maybe not. I don't remember if I've. No, it's Emily Henry that I've read and I don't like. So I want to try Abby Jimenez. She's always clumped in with like Emily Henry, and I don't get that hype. So we'll see how I feel about this. I know this is technically part of a series, right? Her books are in order. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just jump in here. It's a romance series. What could go wrong? It says 4 dates, a kiss, a breakup. That's all it will take to find their soulmate. Oh, this is the one. She is cursed. So everyone she dates, after they date her, they then go on to find their true love, their soulmate. She posts about it to Reddit, and a man says, I have the same curse. So they decide to date each other and then break up and find their soulmates. Of course, that's not what happens. This is a romance novel. And I want to see what actually happens. So I'm going to give this one a try. Got that from Book of the Month, I think last year. Also, I'm sorry, I didn't explain. Self-destructing TBR, for those who don't know. These are books that I want to read before the end of 2025, and if I do not read them, I have to get rid of them because they are taking space on my shelf, and if I can't bring myself to read them, I don't need to own them. I need to pass them on to somebody who will. So, continuing forward, let's go with whatever this one is. Oh, yes. Okay, I have this whole series. I read Famine last year, the year before last, and it was absolutely ridiculous, not at all healthy, and utterly unhinged, in my own opinion. So I proceeded to buy the whole series, like you do. I have all these in the indie editions. This is the second one. It is War, and I need to read these or get rid of them. I really enjoyed my time with Famine, but I don't know if I need the whole series or if I'm not going to enjoy all of them. So War is book 2. This is about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse come down, and each horseman finds a girl. Basically, if you want to do it in the rom-com sort of way, they all find a gal and they all end up happily ever after. Famine came first. He kind of precedes his brothers, and then War comes. This is the day Jerusalem falls. Miriam El Mahdi, may I say that wrong, knows her life is over. Houses are burning, the streets run red with blood, and a traitorous army is massacring every last citizen. But she catches the eye of War. He captures her. He keeps her. He doesn't understand his pull to her, and they end up in a relationship. I do not believe. No, this may be the one. He's like a cinnamon. Is this the one where he's like a cinnamon roll inside? I love me a spicy cinnamon roll hero. We'll see. I don't know how I feel about, a massacring hero. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. Next up, we'll just go with this one. Totally different vibe. Time to Shine by Rachel Reed. This is a hockey romance. This is from Harlequin's line. Oh, she's a Canadian writer. Look at that. I believe this is a guy comes in to replace or help a team, and he ends up having to room with one of his new teammates, and they're kind of like a forced proximity roommate situation. I bought this ages ago, and I need to stop sitting on it. I bought it when it came out. This was I think this was the year before last, so 2022? 2021? I'm sorry, 2023. So this was the beginning of last year that I got this. We'll try it. We'll read it. It's short and easy. And I do love forced proximity. So this is, this would technically be a reread for me. But I have A Promise of Fire by Amanda Bouchette. I read A Promise of Fire when I was but a wee little lass back in the day. I think like this is 2016. So it had to have been when I was a teenager. I remember the old covers of these. I read the first one because my local library, either my library had it or I picked it up at the Walmart book corner. Because that's the only 2 places I really got books for a while there. but I have read this. I remember only the faintest whiff of a vibe of it because this was again in the gray period where I don't have a lot of clear memories, and I want to reread this. The series sounds very good. This is about a woman who has the power of a prophetess, and she can see who the next king is. She has been on the run. She's working as like a small-time fortune teller, and this marauding band of raiders, I think, find her. Griffin is his name. He kidnaps her off the street and is attempting to keep her at his side so she can find the next king, because she's called the Kingmaker, and it's their forced proximity romance. This is the second kidnapping one that I have had in this stack. I guess I'm going to find out if I like that trope, but this is a reprinted old romantasy, and I do like the old stuff, so I should read that and finish that series if I'm going to. Here's a YA romantasy, These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. This is a duology. I do not have the sequel, These Twisted Bonds, but if I like this, I will pick it up. This is just a fae romance. I still have the Barnes & Noble sticker on this one too. Look at that. This is like a fae romance. Girl, is this the one where she paints a guy and there's emotion and there's not supposed to be emotion in there? Oh no, this is about a thief. A thief making a deal with the king of the Unseelie Court to steal 3 magical relics from the Seelie Court. So it's about her attempting to do that. I thought this was the one where she painted emotion in his face, but that was probably a different one. It is a comped to SJM and Armentrout, both of which I have read and have mediocre feelings, or I don't clearly remember much about them, so we'll give it a try. I like fairies. I like romance. What could go wrong? Oh no. Let's see. King of Wrath by Anna Huang. This is the Kings of Sin, book 1. I bought this when it was first reprinted, I think at Walmart. I don't know anything about it, so 2022 was when it would have been out. It says, she was my North Star, the brightest jewel in my sky. Ruthless, meticulous, and arrogant. It's a billionaire romance. Billionaire CEO Dante Russo thrives on control, both personally and professionally. He never planned to marry until the threat of blackmail forces him into an engagement with a woman he barely knows. Vivian Lau, jewelry heiress and daughter of his newest enemy. The wife he never wanted and the weakness he never saw coming. Okay, I do like a marriage, like in trouble, forced marriage trope. Billionaire romances, I'm kind of meh on. They don't sway me one way or the other, so we'll give this a shot. Vivian is gonna throw me. That is my mother's name. That's gonna throw me. But I'll take it. It's fine. We'll give it a go. Cross the Line by Simone Soltani. I actually just got this one, to be honest with you, at the used bookstore a couple of weeks ago. It's a brother's best friend romance and a race car. What are these? Formula One romance. Formula One driver romance. I'm not really a car person. My best friend is, so I kind of learn about cars, adjacent to him sometimes. But I don't know anything about this. I think it got good buzz and hype, but I don't want it to linger. And it is my most recent romance acquisition, I do believe. So I'm going to put it on the list to read. And it is dual point of view. So that's awesome. We'll give it a shot. I don't know much about it. Formula One driver Deb Anderson's career is on the line after a social media disaster leaves him with an angry team and sponsors threatening to jump ship. Does he insult milk like that one guy from the Elsie Silver's book, which I thought was hilarious? He needs someone to help save his image. He bumps into the woman who can fix it all, his best friend's little sister. Willow Williams needs a job. She may have a talent for seeing the bright side of any bad situation, but it's hard to stay positive when you're struggling to get hired. So, obviously, she takes the job helping him, and she becomes his media manager. I've seen that trope a lot. It doesn't always work. I can't actually think of a 5-star read that I have read with that trope, but maybe that one will surprise. Wildfire by Hannah Grace. Now, I am probably in the small minority of people who really loved Icebreaker. I did. I felt very seen by the representation of disordered eating. I really liked the way the story felt and everything. It was just really good. I think I gave it a 4 or a 5-star. It's over here on my bookshelf. So I picked up Wildfire because this is the sequel, and this one takes place at a summer camp. And I just have put this off so long that at this point I don't know if I want to read it. So on the self-destructing TBR it goes. It says, at a party celebrating the end of the academic year, Maple Hill students Russ and Aurora have a passionate one-night stand. Never one to overstay her welcome or expect much from a man, she slips away before Russ even has a chance to ask her full name. They run into each other later at their new jobs as camp counselors, hoping to escape their complicated home lives. So that actually sounds good, and I know that Hannah Grace is a good author. I have liked her work in the past. I just keep putting this off. We're gonna force ourselves to read it. The last romance before we look at the historical fiction I have is Stars in Your Eyes by Kaysen Callender. Now, I pre-ordered this based on Robin's recommendation, and I do believe that this is going to be a 5-star book, but I know that it has some heavy topics, so I'm a little bit scared. I'm a little bit scared, but I am excited for it. I just need a push to read it. This is about celebrities, I do believe. One is like the bad boy. Logan Gray is Hollywood's bad boy, a talented but troubled actor who the public loves to hate. Maddie Cole is an up-and-coming golden boy adored by all but plagued by insecurities. They're cast as leads in a new romantic film, and was it Logan? Logan needs to like spruce up his image after something happens, and so him and Maddie start to like fake date, and it's their relationship, but we also see it through the eyes of the press and the fans and kind of see how that can take a toll on these celebrities, that sort of thing. So I'm like I said, I'm very excited and I think I'm gonna love it. I need a shove. I need a push. And finally, the historical fiction on this is Catherine Aragon, The True Queen by Alison Weir. I hauled this whole series. You may be able to see it. It's back here behind my dice tower. Move the dice tower. It's back here. There it is. That's them. I hauled them all at the used bookstore. I got them all really, really cheap. Because this is a series I have been wanting to read for a very, very long time, and I need to get it started. I need to start reading it, so I put it on this list. This series follows the 6 Tudor queens, who were all the 6 wives of Henry VIII, who was absolutely not a good or well man, and she was the first wife that he had, and we follow all of them. I don't know a lot, details about them. I'm American. We have terrible history lessons, especially history when it doesn't come to our own. Our terrible history lessons about our own history is terrible. But I want to know more about this, so I'm going to start with this nonfiction series, or this fiction series, and if I enjoy it, I am going to read some nonfiction about them. And I do actually have a list of nonfiction books, especially about these guys, that I want to pick up. I just want a gentle introduction first, as it was. And I do like Alison Weir, so we're going to give it a shot. Fingers crossed, right? Fingers crossed. That is all of the romance on my self-destructing TBR for next year. Now, altogether, that makes 20 self-destructing books. Can I read 20 books in 2025 like this? I am sure I can. It's just, will I pay attention enough to keep up with it? That's the real question. But we'll see together, and next December, if I remember, we will go back through this stack and see what's going to leave and what's going to stay. So thanks so much for watching, y'all. If you have read any of these things and you enjoyed them, or you want to know thoughts, anything, if you know something I don't know about them, please let me know down below. I want to know. Thanks again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you guys again another time. Bye, y'all.